HBCU football fans, the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge Kickoff is celebrating 20 years this August. From Birmingham to Orlando to campus sites and now in Atlanta, the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge Kickoff has been a mainstay in HBCU athletics. 2 decades of providing a national platform on ESPN and now ABC for the finest HBCU programs in the country and some of the most talented players and coaches that have represented them. DeForest Jackson, Tariq Cohen, Javon Hargrave, Darius Leonard, Rod Broadway, Buddy Pugh, all have left their mark on this storied event. This year, we celebrate by welcoming North Carolina Central and Southern to Atlanta, which has cemented its place as the HBCU football capital. Every team who participates in this event looks to start and finish their season in the A by gaining a spot in the Cricket Celebration Bowl. That, however, is earned by becoming conference champions. And it starts right here in Week 0. MEAC versus SWAC. The rivalry is real. Thank you for the last 20 years of support. The story never ends.
How about that, y'all? How about that, y'all? 20 years of phenomenal HBCU football. My name is Jay Walker. I'm representing ESPN. Here, I've been to every single one of those games there, and I get excited about it every single year. The thing that always says the road to the championship in HBCU football starts in Atlanta, and coaches, if you're good enough, it'll end in Atlanta. Have not had that yet. Nobody's gone wire to wire with it yet to do it all. Maybe that'll change this year. I want to say thank you on behalf of all those that are attending this and that will attend, the folks in the media that are here in the room, the coaches that are here, the administrators that are here. I'm a football guy, right? I'm a football guy. So at the end of the day, I like football. And when we talk about football, we know the pageantry that goes along with all the HBCU landscape of football. The football matchup to me, I get excited about that. So let me tell y'all something. So those folks, we got some Southern Jaguar fans here. I see the Southern colors here. Y'all were just one game away to making it to Atlanta. One game away. And then you think about North Carolina Central. Y'all were just one game away of making it to Atlanta last year. So this year, handle your business on the field. And like I said, I'm going to be here for the Celebration Bowl, the Cricket Celebration Bowl. Hopefully y'all will join me and Tiffany Green for the Cricket Celebration Bowl. With that being said, we've got more football to talk about. We've got some things we want to get through. We will have a forum in which we will have a Q&A session. You can join us online with those questions, and we'll try and get to them best we can. But now, let's bring in the man, the myth, the legend, the brainchild, the guy that's taken everything to another level. He's got so many titles: Executive Director of the MEAC SWAC Challenge, Executive Director of the Cricket Celebration Bowl, Executive Director of the Band of the Year, Executive Director. Give it up for Mr. John Graham.
Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, and college football enthusiasts. Today we gather to celebrate a remarkable journey that began 2 decades ago with the inception of the MEAC SWAC Challenge, a game that has carved its niche in the landscape of college football. The story of the MEAC SWAC Challenge commenced in Birmingham, Alabama in 2005 with a vision to showcase the talent and spirit of the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference and the Southwestern Athletic Conference. The inaugural matchup provided a platform for these institutions to shine on a national stage. The excitement of that first kickoff echoed through the stands, setting the tone for what would become an annual celebration of pride, culture, and competition. In 2009, the Challenge made a significant move to Orlando. This relocation not only brought the event to a vibrant city known for its entertainment and hospitality, but also introduced the game to a broader audience. With each passing year, the stakes grew higher and higher. The competition became fiercer. This period marked a pivotal movement in the Challenge's evolution as it began to attract attention not just from fans, but from also major networks eager to broadcast the excitement of the game to its viewers nationwide. In 2018, the MEAC SWAC Challenge found its current home in Atlanta, a city that embodies the rich history and cultural significance of HBCUs. Atlanta's bustling atmosphere and passionate fan base have transformed the challenge into a significant celebration of football, music, and community. The move to Atlanta has allowed the event to flourish, creating an electric environment that resonates with the spirit of the game. Over the years, the MEAC SWAC Challenge has grown exponentially to become an integral part of the college football season. That enhanced itself even more when in 2020, Cricket Wireless signed on as title sponsor of this important event. And we want to thank Cricket Wireless for that. You know, the importance of this game lies not only in the thrilling matchups, and boy, do we have a matchup this year, that takes place on the field, but also in the way it brings together alumni, students, and the fans from across the country. You know, as we reflect on the 20-year history of the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge, let us celebrate not only the growth and evolution of this event, but also the impact that it has made on the college football landscape. It stands as a symbol of pride for HBCUs and a reminder of the importance of diversity and representation in sports. In addition to this national broadcast on ABC, Saturday Night College Football Live, here from Atlanta, Georgia, the MEAC SWAC Challenge has garnered attention from across some of the biggest names in media. We've hosted College Game Day, Good Morning America, ESPN's First Take, and College Football Live right here at Center Park Stadium. Today, the elevated profiles of this event showcasing the significance of HBCU football is on one of HBCU football's, and not just HBCU football, but college football's grandest stage. These platforms have provided invaluable exposure for participating schools and their athletes, inspiring future generations to pursue their dreams both on and off the field. So together, let us continue to support and elevate the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge Kickoff, ensuring that its legacy thrives for years to come. Here's to the past, to the present, and the future of this incredible event, and to the student athletes who embody the spirit of excellence in each and every game. I am delighted, honored, and humbled to be here with you. I want to certainly recognize our staff who do an outstanding job in really putting this event together every year. I need to recognize our partners, our sponsors. We can't do this without you, and certainly recognize our fans, and more importantly, you, the media. It's you that keep the lights on, sometimes when no one's looking. It's you who turn the lights on when we are really trying to find our way and what to do next. And it's you who shine a bright light so that fans know that here is the place to be. August the 23rd, 7:30 p.m., and if you can't make it, tune in on ABC. Thank you so much. Now with that, I'd like to bring two important people here to us. I'd like to first introduce the athletic director from North Carolina Central University, Mr. Skip Perkins, to bring a few remarks. And following him will be the athletic director from Southern University, Mr. Roman Banks.
Thank you, Mr. Grant. I can't tell you how excited I am to be here and to be involved in this game. This is truly historic. 20 years wouldn't be done without cricket. So once again, please give them a round of applause when it comes to sponsors and support. And this is also a full circle moment for me and Coach Oliver. The last time we got to play Southern University, we were both assistants at North Carolina Central. And we both are very, very familiar with the SWAC. So we're excited about this game, but yet we know what we're getting into. Really, really good institution, quality athletic director, really good coach, T. Graves. So it's going to be an absolute battle. And I love the matchup for 20 years to where we are now. As Mr. Grant alluded to, we both had some success last year, but we came up just a little short. So we both want to start and finish here, which would also be very historic. I think one of the great things about Atlanta is we have so many different alumni, friends, and partners here. And I have to also recognize that not just about the teams, but the bands, the cheerleaders, the Greeks, the alums, everyone loves Atlanta, and we are truly excited about this event. Had a lot of conversations with my chancellor about this game. She is excited, and we're actually doing our executive staff retreat here that week too. So we're all in with Atlanta. I know the Eagles are gonna be here. Like I said, we got a tough opponent, and I know they're gonna bring a lot of folks, a lot of noise, a lot of trash talking. I generally do not get into it because they're gonna do that for us, but a lot of respect for Southern University, their leadership, and I couldn't think of a better matchup for 20 years for the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge. So thank you all very much, and I hope you're here in Atlanta. Thank you very much. Have a good one.
Good morning. Obviously, I'm excited about being here today. First of all, I want to take the opportunity to thank you, John, for giving us this opportunity of the invite to participate in this game. Obviously, as echoed earlier today, that we are very familiar with the program that we are facing. And forgive me if I'm not as formal by calling out last names and putting quantifications before, but when Coach Oliver, I was about to say Trey, when he walked in, the first thing that I asked about was his wife, because it just goes back to my memory when he was at Southern, and much time that we all spent together and hung out together as families. And so certainly I'm familiar with the bloodline that he carried in this game and what he has been able to do at Central. And so today, the leadership that we look at all the time when we look at Southern University and where we need to go and compare to where we need to be, you all are one of the ones that we look at to try to stay in this game and ahead of this game. But also, we know that we'll be coming down on a Thursday or Friday, and the first people that we'll look for are our alums. And I want to give a shout out to our alums here that take care of Southern University very well, and we're appreciative to you all, and we look forward to that weekend. And so I won't prolong this any longer by saying that we know it's going to be a great matchup, and we thank the sponsors and everyone who put this together. We've been waiting for the opportunity to come to Atlanta, and our opportunity has come. And so whatever the outcome of the game will be, we will see. And someone asked me when we walked in, y'all ready for this game? I say, well, give Coach Graves 3 weeks to practice. And so we'll take those 3 weeks, and I'm sure that Coach Graves will have his team prepared and ready to go. So once again, thank you all for the invitation. Thank you all for the invite. On behalf of Southern University Board of Supervisors, our President, Dennis Shields, our Chancellor, John Pierre, we're looking forward to showing up and being here with y'all. Thank you. Go Jags.
And now I'd like to bring forward Ms. Cindy Rozier, a friend and someone who has been a major supporter of us, Assistant Vice President for Marketing with Cricket Wireless. Cindy.
Good morning, everyone. I'm so happy to be here with all of you today. Cricket is proud to be the title sponsor of the MEAC SWAC Challenge Kickoff, especially as we embark on this 20-year anniversary. This partnership for us reflects our deep commitment to HBCUs and their students. We all know, everyone in this room knows, HBCUs are more than just schools. HBCUs build confidence, foster belonging, and empower students to make a meaningful impact in this world. Through our HBCU Campus Ambassador Program, we've mentored and sponsored 43 students from 18 schools since 2021, and we've only just begun. These kids represent us, not just on campus. They're featured in national commercials. We are launching new commercials in this year's MEAC SWAC Challenge broadcast on ABC, and we can't wait for you to see them. But our support doesn't stop there. We partner with Boys and Girls Club and ESPN's Beyond the Field initiative. We've provided over 1,600 game tickets to students across Metro Atlanta since 2021. At Cricket, we're not just showing up. We're standing up for the future of these students and the communities they represent. And I can't tell you how proud we are to be part of it. Thank you so much. I'm waiting for you.
Thank you, Cindy, and thank you, Cricket, for all that you all do to support these initiatives. Football folks, y'all ready? I said, football folks, are y'all ready? You know, I know both these schools have a lot of pride when you talk about it. One thing about Southern University, let me tell you about Southern University and the Jaguars. You know what their record is in the MEAC SWAC Challenge? 3-0, undefeated in the MEAC SWAC Challenge. So they represent the SWAC very well. Give it up for yourself, Jaguars. North Carolina Central. North Carolina Central's got a storied success, and more importantly, out of these two institutions, they're the most recent ones to win the HBCU National Championship with Trei Oliver and his job getting it done in 2023. So from the football standpoint, they're all there. I just did the SWAC Media Day. Southern University projected to finish #1 in the SWAC West. That means they're a step away if all things play out. We're going to have the MEAC Media Day is going to take place next week, and I'm guessing North Carolina Central is going to be somewhere #1 or 2 there. So for the football portion of me, I love this. And we got 2 schools that are going to leave it on the line. They're going to be very competitive. You know, I remember when the day started in the MEAC SWAC Challenge, it was kind of one-sided because I think one conference, they'll go nameless, one conference was trying to get participation trophies and another conference was trying to win. Well, in the recent era, each conference commissioner, I talked to McClellan, and you talked to, when it went from Commissioner Thomas to Silver, they're all like, hey, you know what, Lasagna Stills, we want to win the MEAC SWAC Challenge. So the pressure is on both of these. But good thing about my job, I'm undefeated. I ain't lost a football game in decades, so I'm going to be a neutral party. I'm going to bring up 2 guys that have a lot to do with that. Let's welcome both of the coaches from these institutions, starting out with the head coach of the Southern University Jaguars, Mr. Terrence Graves. Second-year coach, been around the block a few times.
Appreciate it.
And the head coach of the Eagles, Eagle Pride Amplified, Mr. Trei Oliver. You don't need no help. So folks, we'll do this before I turn it over to the Q&As and we get into the details of it all. I will let you give an opening statement. Now you know me. Don't get the fans deserve more than that generic fluff. Tell us about your football squad, what this game means to you, and what we can anticipate to see from each of your football teams this upcoming season. We'll start with Coach Graves.
Good morning, everyone. It's truly an honor to be here in the city of Atlanta, representing Southern University. We're excited for this opportunity. Our football program, we've been working and getting ready for this game. Our team is really motivated because we fell a little short, one game short of making it here last year. So we are really working hard to make sure to do everything we can to get back here in December. And hats off to our Board of Supervisors, our President, our Chancellor, AD, and everybody that helps us do what we need to do. Shout out to the Jaguar Nation, the alumni. You all are tremendous and great. I appreciate everything that you do and have done for us here at Southern University, and we're excited. We're looking forward to coming to Atlanta and having a great game. We're playing a great opponent, a great coach in his own right. I know what he does and what he possesses, and so we're looking forward to that opportunity.
And I would say this, for you Jaguar fans, I just talked to John Grant earlier today. They've got some RV spots they made available for this game. So we haven't had any RV spots here in a while for the RV tailgate. One thing those Jaguars like to do is tailgate, so give an opportunity to get on the road, come down 20. Coach Oliver, y'all got some RVs here too. I've gone to Central now before.
Yeah, we're going to pull up.
You going to pull up?
Jag Nation's deep though, man. Jag Nation comes deep. Yeah, we're going to pull up.
Coach Oliver.
Yes, it's good to be here. Good afternoon, everybody. We're so excited to have an opportunity to play in this event. And it's so much bigger than a game. If you look at what our state and federal governments now and what's going on with our culture, with Black history and the society, without this right here, Cindy with Cricket Wireless and John, this right here is keeping us relevant. The culture of HBCUs and without this, where would we be? So it was a time when our parents and grandparents didn't have an opportunity to go to all these schools. But this right here keeps us relevant. We don't have all the NLL money and all that stuff to pay kids. So when I go in somebody's home, I get the opportunity to tell them we're going to play on ABC. We have an opportunity to play in the Celebration Bowl. You got an opportunity to play in the MEAC SWAC Challenge. So this right here is so much bigger than a game. Talking about the teams matchup, it's going to be a good one. I had an opportunity. I've known this guy forever. We're from the same neck of the woods. Ironically, when I was at Grambling, he was at Southern. When he was at Southern, I was at Grambling. So we spent a whole lot of time, battling. Our staffs, have a lot of history. I know most of his staff, and we've battled. Jag Nation, I spent a lot of time with them on the Bluff and ate good. I know somebody bought me some Blue Store or some Tony's. I know y'all got it for me in the back, but
Tony's, ooh, I know about Tony's.
But we're excited. This is probably one of the more athletic teams that we'll see. Defensive Player of the Year. With the Givens young man, and they're athletic. They're athletic, so we'll be prepared. We've got about 3 weeks to get it right and cross some T's and dot our I's. But we will come and we will perform well, and it's going to be a dogfight. And I know what we're about to get out these guys over here. So we're excited. Thank you for having us.
I'll ask the media. We'll take a Q&A session right now. I'll have a couple questions for the coaches now. When you get acknowledged, please acknowledge where you're from, what media group you're representing before you ask a question, and I'll kind of point out to you. So get your questions ready now, and we've got microphones around the room. Coach Graves, what's it going to take for Southern University to come and beat North Carolina Central?
Well, we got to execute. We got to play well in all three phases of the game, and we got to be opportunistic. We can't turn the ball over. We got to score when we get the opportunities. And we got to play the game for however long it takes to win the ball game.
Who is QB1 for the Jaguars?
We'll let you know that when we get here on the 23rd.
Fair enough. Well, one thing we know about North Carolina Central, you return Walker Harris as a quarterback QB1. That being the case, when you look at Southern, you talked about Kelby Givens. What's it going to take for the Eagles to emerge victorious here in Atlanta?
Yeah, first of all, we have to protect the football. And we have to win the kicking game and be efficient. Eagles can't beat Eagles, so whatever they get, we have to make them work for it. We can't come out here playing sloppy ball, getting a lot of penalties and foolishness like that. So just come in here, play within the framework of the game, and don't make it bigger than what it is.
Coach Oliver, give the fans 1 to 2 people that America needs to be made aware of when it comes to North Carolina Central football this season.
Dr. Kerry Dixon, our chancellor, Dr. Skip Perkins, my AD, the 2 people that pay me.
Okay, and beside on the field,
okay, I'm
2
sorry.
people going to help you keep getting paid. How about
that? Defensive end, Thomas Johnson, didn't play much last year, was banged up, only played about 4 or 5 games, but he's a force to be reckoned with, defensive end. And then offensively, we don't have a whole lot of star power. We have a good football team, so I think, I'm going to say our offensive line. I think our offensive line has performed well over the years, and we have those guys returning, so I'm excited to see what that unit does.
Coach Graves, one or two folks from Southern University we need to be made aware of.
Wide receiver, Darien Morris. I think he's going to have a breakout year. Young man who's grown tremendously, has worked, become a leader on and off the field. Excited about him, excited to see the maturation of growth that he displays on the field. And then, of course, Kelby Givens. He's our team leader on and off the field and in the community. As I said yesterday at the media day, everything that he's received, he's earned because he works every day to be better as a man, as a teammate, as a leader. So those are the two young men that we're excited about, and everyone needs to be paying attention to those two young men.
Absolutely, and I would say this, being a fan of HBCU football, I will give a special round of applause to Kelby Givens. He was just named preseason All-American, not just HBCU All-American, but preseason All-American for his body of work. I'll get ready to take a couple questions, and when I look at Southern, I look at North Carolina Central, I'm on record. Southern University is my best tailgate. Love that tailgate there. I mean, you love it. But then I go to North Carolina, y'all kind of hit me to that North Carolina barbecue. It had to grow on me. The vinegar had to grow on me there. So they do a good job. So we'll bring it all together. We'll kind of put it in the mesh pot when we get down here. Questions from the audience now. I'll start off with the young man in the hat there wearing the bush.
You got the MEAC shirt on?
Okay. Myself today, but I do have it in the bag. I have it for a Tuesday when I go to the media.
See, I called you first to see if you're going to follow protocol, so let's be a good leader, doctor.
I'll just answer his question. I am Dr. Cavill. I represent Dr. Cavill's inside the HBCU Sports Lab. So since Trey, you got me in trouble, I'm going to go to you and ask you this question. I want to stay off the field a little bit on the academic side. You and your football team and all those involved scored 1,000. Perfect score essentially for APR, which talks about the academic progress. For those that may not realize that, it's rare that you have in any sport, in particular football. So I want to know what are some of the ingredients that you put together to make that possible, such that the athletes can later perform on the field.
Yeah, thank you for the question. I think this past year there were 5 teams that did have a perfect score. We were the first HBCU to be able to accomplish that task. It starts with recruiting, and our motto is culture over scheme. It's about the young men that you recruit. It's so much more than that huddle film that you see. So we look at the guys academically, and we can teach them how to play football, but are they college student athletes? So once they get in, our academic support staff does an unbelievable job. We meet with them every Thursday, go through our at-risk guys, and coaches are in the meeting texting about the assignments they have coming up. And it was a team effort between our academic support staff, Quadra Steele and his folks, and our coaches, and obviously the players. And now that they challenge each other. Our team's GPA is over 3.0, and when we can just worry about football and not chasing kids around, worry about them going to class, and everybody's eligible coming into summer school for the past 3 years. We don't use summer school to try to get eligible. We use it to get ahead. So a bunch of our guys are graduating, and they're going to graduate school their senior year. So that right there to me is a bigger accomplishment than winning a championship.
Let's go with Ms. Keisha.
Use the microphone so we can hear on the screen. Thank you. Keisha J. Kelly, Black College Experience. This question is for Coach Oliver. It's good to see you. My question is, you've been here before in 2018 and 2021, so you know what it takes to play under the big lights. How are you keeping those guys confident without them being so overexposed to the bright lights on a Saturday night?
Yes, ma'am. I was 21. I was here. We played Alcorn. 18. I was on the Bluff with Jag Nation. So the big thing is we understand what's at stake, and we understand there's going to be a lot of eyes on us. But we don't make it bigger than what it is. This game is just like any other game. Our routine, our schedule, nothing changes. We don't practice any longer, any harder, anything like that. We have a routine that we follow. And we don't apply any added pressure to our young men. But they do know what's at stake, and they know how big of a game this is. So they'll be excited, and we just can't come out here and let the lights, I guess, get us concerned and worried.
Let me follow up on that question and ask Coach Graves this question. You know, we know how much Southern University means to you, and it's a job you always wanted, and you've been there in so many capacities. You've coached Bayou Classics, both squads. You've been around the block. What will your message be to your team about staying focused in this game, and what does it mean to y'all to have this opportunity?
For us, you know, we talk about living in the precious present. It's football. And so the field's still 120 yards, 53 and a third. You know, you're going to put 11 out there. We just got to go out there and be our best selves. You know, as Coach said, as Trey said, you know, can't make the game bigger than what it is. The game is the game. And so you just got to focus and lock in and do what you're supposed to do and let the rest take care of itself.
How do y'all do that? So, you know, the game's a game of focus. I mean, I remember back in the day, like, oh, I'm playing on TV, it's lights, camera, action. I want to leave my best foot forward out there and make a memorable impression on America. Are y'all?
We play a lot on TV, so it's not new.
He was a quarterback too.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
Well, you want your quarterback to be hyped. Bishop, you need the microphone for him?
Charles Bishop, Dr. Cavill's inside the HBCU Sports Lab, and I'm going to split the difference with regards to the question. Coach Graves, from talking to a lot of coaches at the SWAC Media Day, they feel as though the pendulum has shifted to the SWAC in regards to the physicality in the conference now in terms of meeting and exceeding what the MEAC was doing from a physicality standpoint. So I wanted to ask you that question. Do you feel like the pendulum has shifted toward the SWAC? And when you take a look at this MEAC SWAC Challenge last year, the Celebration Bowl, and Coach Oliver, kind of the follow-up to that is, do you feel like the MEAC's physicality has enabled the SWAC to sort of meet that standard where you guys have been?
Well, me, personally, I think that the physicality lies in both conferences, and I think it's the individual programs. I don't say that one conference is more physical than the other. I think it's coaching philosophy and style that dictates the physicality aspect. I know some people would want to lean one way or the other. I know that we're a physical football team. And we're going to be physical, we're going to be fast, we're going to be smart, we're going to be disciplined. And so, you know, that's what we look at. We don't get caught up into who's the most physical conference and all that kind of stuff. You know, that's for other people to talk about. We just focus on what we're doing at Southern, how we want to play, and how we want to attack our opponents.
I have to piggyback over that. I think a lot of teams' style of play is a reflection of the head coach. And, you know, it's very physical teams in SWAC, and like Coach saying, it's style of play. So a lot of teams, SWAC traditionally was throwing the ball around, especially when I was down there. Their run game was essentially perimeter throws, quick screens, and such things of that nature, and they want take shots downfield. The SWAC has always had tremendous skill players, receivers, running backs, and defensive backs. So being a part of the two conferences, I thought the linemen and the MEAC were a little more athletic. The SWAC always had those giants from Eddie Robinson and Pete Richardson days, the 6'6", 340, 350s. The bigger the better. And I thought our guys were a little more leaner. But as far as physicality, you could look at various teams of both conferences and say, that's a physical team, and yeah, that's a soft team. So, but it's going to be two physical teams out here next month.
Gentleman to the right.
Jason McDonald, Coach 360 Sports. Coach Graves, since you won't give us anything on
nothing,
starting quarterback.
You're not giving us nothing. Go ahead and say it. Nothing.
We got it. I know who it is. Ask me.
What will change in your offense? We saw you average about 200 yards passing last year. What will change, if anything, about your passing or your offense in general?
I think the offense will be a lot more efficient simply because this will be the second year with our offensive coordinator. I think last year was a transition year. We had two redshirt freshman quarterbacks and a junior that didn't play a lot. So we had to do some things. We had to do the things that helped those guys out specifically to help our team out. But make no mistake about it. I'm the type of coach, and my philosophy is we're going to do whatever we need to do to win the football game. So I don't have a scheme or a philosophy that we're going to throw the ball 50 times, we're going to run it 50 times. Whatever it takes to win the football game, that's what we do. So, when you look at the stats and you're trying to say, you're looking to see if we're going to throw for 500 yards. If we can run the football, we're going to run the football. And if we have to throw the football, we'll throw the football. So we're a balanced attack, but we're going to always do whatever we need to do to win the football game and put ourselves in position to win the football game.
Right here behind.
To my left.
Right here.
Yes.
Jamie Walker, HBCU Wired. This is Coach Oliver. You've had a lot of staff losses over the offseason. Talk about how the new staff have come in and kind of infused your message and the culture of Eagle football.
Well, you said it right there. It's about the culture. And, you're going to have turnover. I think when you've been successful, folks are going to come poach your players and coaches. So, yes, we did lose 4 coaches this offseason, and we won't skip a beat. It's about the culture. So as long as you hire good people, football is football. So they'll come in, they see my vision, they follow my vision, and we pick up where we left off. But I don't foresee that being an issue at all. That wasn't a concern at all for me.
And speaking of coaching, North Carolina Central legend Davius Pee Wee Richard has now joined your coaching staff. How's he been as a coach, first-time coach? We know what he did on the football field. He was legendary. How's his transition going into coaching?
I mean, outstanding. He's a very smart young man, and all y'all have seen Pee Wee, Davius Richard, and he did so much for our university and put us on a national stage. And he had an opportunity to leave. People tried to come get him and pay him a whole lot of money. And he stayed committed to me and our program. And so when we talk about the recruiting process and what we're going to do and we're going to take care of you, take care of you, a lot of folks say that, but at the end of the day, like, that kid got hurt and had to medically retire and whatever, but had to medically retire. And at some point we had to take care of him. So I ended up hiring him, giving him a full-time job. He's coaching my quarterbacks, and I think that was the least I could do. But he's doing an outstanding job, quarterback coach. He was just in the room last year with the guys playing and running wind sprints with him. Now he's in there coaching and yelling at them. So
he's a good one. And hats off to you, Coach Graves, for keeping Kelby Givens. I'm sure that wasn't an easy task, but hats off to Kelby Givens for staying. Let's go to the right side of the room. Yes, sir.
Ducey Hathaway for HBCU Original. Coaches, greetings. In the last 5 years, who of the Eagles and Jaguars has had a better record statistically, and how will these statistics determine the trajectory of players' performance this season?
You ain't look at that?
I mean, I'm going to start. Put your hands up.
I'm just saying,
that's a national championship ring right there, right?
Ain't no shot. I'm saying you got Google, right? I don't know what their record's been over the last 5 years, and I'm sure Coach probably don't know what my record's been over the last 5 years. What was the second part of that question?
I said, how will these statistics determine the trajectory of the players' performance in this season?
Well, I'll answer it this way. Those stats don't dictate what we do in 2025 because these players have to play this year. What they did in 24, 23, 22, 21, and 20 does not matter in 2025. So stats tell the story, have a historical background, but it doesn't dictate what's going to happen in the future. So we'll see.
Yeah, definitely. Last year was last year, whatever was whatever. But that's why your windshield's bigger than the rearview mirror. You know what I'm saying? You got to stay focused on the road ahead, not behind you.
And Coach Graves, you kind of made the history books. What's it like to be the only person, I think you're the only person to ever win the Bayou Classic as a head coach for Grambling and Southern?
Yeah, it's truly a blessing. God has a sense of humor because, I never imagined, when that situation happened when I was up north, had the opportunity to lead that school to a victory.
Whoa.
And then
I keep hearing you say up north.
Yeah.
And then that school. So now that you become the head coach of another school, you can't mention that school by name.
Well, my dad taught me a long time ago, you loyal to the people that pay your bills. So Southern University, where I am now, I had the opportunity to win the Bayou Classic as the interim head coach. And, it was 2 years apart. It was the 48th and the 50th. And it's a tremendous blessing because to have that opportunity to take a team for 2 weeks on both sides and prepare them to go out and execute and win. You know, really hats off to those players and those assistant coaches who really believed in what we were trying to instill in those guys. And so to have that honor, I don't take that lightly, and I'm truly blessed and fortunate to have that distinction.
Yeah, I know somewhere up above, A.W. Mumford and Eddie Robinson, like, what? How did we let that happen? How did we let that happen? Question on the left side, yes.
Hello. Dr. Jerome Dorn in the House Media. Okay, what message do you hope your athletes take from participating in such a high-profile game, and as a coach in the game that celebrates HBCU traditions, and like, how do you feel about that?
I know my guys are going to cherish the opportunity in the moment. I mean, this is a great opportunity. You look at other FCS programs and other FCS conferences, they're not doing this. And I say it all the time, like what we're doing, what John is doing, they're not doing this across the street. And I'm so appreciative of being a part of it. And I know our guys, I mean, it's a great experience. Everything down here is first class, start to finish, whether it be the challenge or the Celebration Bowl. And these are memories for a lifetime. You know, I didn't have an opportunity playing big bowl games like this back when I played. You know, we played on home team sports back in the day. You know, you have about 1,000 viewers. Now they're going to be in front of millions of people. Like, this is unbelievable.
I tell them, cherish every moment. This is what you came to Southern University for. And the guys, we talk about it every day. We talk about it all the time, so it's nothing new for us. This is just another nugget that you can take in life and go forward and talk to your children and your grandchildren and everybody else's children about the experience. You know, I've had an opportunity to coach in the challenge. I've had an opportunity to coach in the Celebration Bowls. And so, again, playing on a national stage with the only show in town, I mean, you can't ask for a better situation, and they're definitely going to make the most of this moment.
What are some of the things that you take away from, both of y'all have coached in this and been around this game, what are some of your best memories that you've taken away from your previous times in playing in this game?
Winning.
That's it. We had an opportunity to win one in 21. But, you know, that time we had the opportunity to be on Good Morning America. ESPN was here. We were on, I believe it was First Take. College Game Day. Excuse me, it was College Game Day. So, you know, for you to be at HBCU and you're on College Game Day is unbelievable. You on Good Morning America is unbelievable. My folks here at Georgia State wanted to shut that thing down because they couldn't be a part of it. I said, no, this is about HBCU, baby. So, yeah. But, you know, but obviously first and foremost, it's about having an opportunity to play in it, and then like Coach said, being able to win the football game.
Right side.
Stephen Gates, HBCU Game Day. Coach Graves, you know, a lot of people don't know your story, but you started off at a P4 school, transferred into a HBCU, and you've been there for, you know, for decades now, you know, at several institutions. What do HBCUs mean to you, and what have they meant to your story and your trajectory?
HBCUs mean everything to me. Grew up 3.4 miles from Norfolk State University. Family, CIAA, MEAC, alumni. Had a chance to go to school in ACC because when we were coming out of school, what they call 5 stars now, they were blue chippers. You know, a lot of our schools didn't really waste time recruiting us because they didn't think they had an opportunity to sign us. So went to that school and things didn't work out the way I felt like they should work. So I knew then I had other opportunities to go other schools, and I knew where I was headed, and I knew I was going back to the HBCU. So I went, played under legendary Coach Pete Richardson at Winston-Salem State, had a successful career there. Started coaching there at Winston-Salem State. Coach left after my senior year, came to Southern. Coach didn't ask me to come to Baton Rouge. He told me I was coming to Baton Rouge. I was a grown man. He didn't care. Told me I was coming. I was a GA. I walked in his office in the spring of January '95, walked out as the linebackers coach. Spent 16 years on the Bluff, elevated from a GA to defensive coordinator. Then I coached at a couple other schools in the conference. It's been 31 years in the SWAC, and I've had opportunities, and I tell people this all the time. I think sometimes when it comes to HBCU coaches, they like to put a negative stain on us. Most of us are at HBCUs because we choose to be. I've had opportunities to coach in the SEC, I've had opportunities to coach in the NFL, had opportunities to coach in the Big Ten, but this is where my heart is. And if our best and our brightest are here to help our best and our brightest, then we win. So it's not, I want to say that a lot of times they think that we can't go anywhere else, but we choose to be here. And I chose to make my career here in HBCUs, and I don't regret it at one bit.
Let me ask this question. We have another question, but it's on my mind. So I'm looking at the MEAC, I'm looking at the SWAC. Just this SWAC media day, you got Terrell Buckley that's going to coach at Mississippi Valley State. You got Sam Shade, coach at Alabama A&M, former NFL players. In the MEAC, some of the headlines are you got Michael Vick and Deshaun Jackson coaching. Your thoughts on the NFL guys coming and coaching in HBCU football? Yeah, I was going to make it tight on y'all. You want to do a coin flip? We got to answer
No,
first?
we good. I think it's good that these guys can help bring some exposure, and I think at certain universities, obviously financially, there'll be some type of impact with that. But there are a lot of really good football coaches out there that I think they're kind of getting overlooked, and it's their time. But it'll be good for those guys to come in here and bring our ratings up, and hopefully bring more money to the conference and everything like that. But they're gonna have some work to do because it's not sweet now in both conferences.
Piggyback off of Trey, each institution, they have the right to hire who they deem necessary to lead their programs. I'm grateful that Southern University gave me the opportunity as I went through the ranks and worked my way there, and I'm fortunate. And again, as Trey said, there are a lot of good coaches who put the time in, the work, and all they need is the opportunity. Now, of course, it helps us exposure-wise. Those guys have the notoriety, but again, as Trey said, it's going. We're not going to lay down. You're going to have to earn it. And the thing about it, to whom much is given, much is required. So, we're not just because we came up through the ranks. We ain't taking a back seat to nobody.
Okay. Question.
Good morning, Mr. Walker. Good morning, coaches. We're glad to see you made it safely. My name is Deshaun Miner. I'm with College Football Nation. I wanted to know, throughout this offseason that's been tumultuous, it's been a lot of changes, whether it's coaching staffs, players coming in and out. Can you point to each individually moments throughout this year so far that has brought your team closer? And you could tell to the media little nuggets that we wouldn't have known.
I would say this time last year, unfortunately, we lost a student athlete in a car accident, and it really broke our program down. It was really rough, and great kid, great personality, great smile, unbelievable young man. And it took a lot for us to bounce back after that. Then from there, obviously we go into the season, transition to there, up and down season. I thought we had a good season, but, in our conference, if you lose one game, you're not going to the Celebration Bowl. So we played, had a bad first half against South Carolina State, tried to fight back late, and ran out of time. So obviously that was a heartbreaker. Finished the season strong, and then we had the off-season success academically and things we've been able to accomplish off the field, whether it be community service and things of that nature. So, with anything else, it's like a roller coaster. You have your ups and downs, but you have to persevere. And as a leader of the program, I can't hang my head and pout and mope. We got to keep moving, putting one foot in front of the other. And I think our guys have been resilient and have done the same.
One of the best men, one of the best college football players that God ever created, by the name of Sean Wallace. Sean Wallace is a SWAC, HBCU college football legend. And he was my safeties coach. And in the fall, he was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. And to watch him and watch his faith and watch the resilience of a man that would leave chemotherapy to come to practice, never miss a beat, to travel a certain way. He'd have to ride, couldn't ride with the team. To watch him be there and be a stalwart for our team, you know, that was a tremendous thing. And then, of course, this spring he passed away, and that was a tremendous blow to the Southern University family. But his strength and his resilience has really strengthened our football team. And we don't leave the field, we don't leave a meeting, we don't ever leave anything without saying forever Sean Strong, because he was Sean Strong. And in life, as Trei said, life is going to come and go, things are going to happen, but we're a team of faith. And so to have that, I think that has really helped strengthen our team, be the best on, off the field, and in the community.
I'll say that R.I.P. Sean Wallace. For those of y'all who don't remember Sean Wallace, he was like the honey badger before the honey badger. In Southern University, did it all, was an absolute great football player and became an even greater human being. We're going to go with our last question. I think, was it Ms. Keisha, you had the last question? Oh, I'm sorry, did I miss? Oh, okay.
George Sedbury, social media guy. You're bringing two amazing marching bands with you, the Sound Machine and the Human Jukebox. How important have those marching bands been to the success of your team's culture, and who do you think is going to win the fifth quarter?
Is it before the answer, is there going to be like an over-under in terms of spread on that one for that fifth quarter? Because I think, I don't know if we're talking apples to apples. Let me stop, get myself in trouble. Coaches, go ahead.
Say that again. What was the question again, George? You messed me up.
Who's going to win the fifth quarter?
Have your marching bands been to the success of your team's culture, and who's going to win the fifth quarter?
I think within each HBCU, they're the backbone of it, especially at the house when you're at home. When the band gets to cranking, you know, the guys, they turn it up a notch. And I've been in the SWAC, and the SWAC, they do it now. Them bands, it's going to be 100 tubas lined up, and they're going to be blowing. Yeah, so before we played Jackson State in the Celebration Bowl, our band, they must have practiced 18 hours a day. I told them good luck. But I will say this, I've been so impressed with how our band has increased their numbers. We've grown a whole lot over the past 2 years. And they're excited about coming out here for a challenge. And I know it's going to be a challenge, because I've been down the bluff when they start cranking that thing. The fifth quarter, I'll probably be up here during the press conference and just showered up trying to find me a post-game meal. So I think it'll be a good one. The fans going to get their money's worth.
Human Jukebox ready? Y'all bringing the jukebox?
They ain't going to stay at the house.
You bringing the dancing dolls?
Well, as Trei said, the bands are essential to the athletic program because they bring a lot of energy, a lot of excitement. They get us going, get us motivated. A human jukebox is often imitated but never duplicated. So if you've never seen the jukebox live, you know, strap on, sit down, get yourself something good to eat, something good to drink, and get ready for a show. Because that fifth quarter, I'll probably be up here doing the same thing as Trei, but I know that jukebox is going to blow.
And one thing about Central now, y'all got that DJ. You need to make an arrangement with John Grant. Can you bring that DJ? Because he gets the crowd crunk at Central home games now. That's a good one there. All righty, I think we're going to conclude our program right now. The coaches will be around. We're going to do a photo opportunity right now. And I want to thank all y'all for your participation and coming out, and look forward to seeing y'all at the 20th anniversary of the MEAC SWAC Challenge. Round of applause for our coaches and the job they've done.
HBCU football is back in the ATL with the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge Kickoff. Representing the MEAC, North Carolina Central, and representing the SWAC, Southern Eagles, Jaguars, the Marching Sound Machine, the Human Jukebox. The kickoff trophy is up for grabs, and bragging rights are on the line. The rivalry is real. Bring the family and join us pre-game for the fun-filled Coca-Cola fan experience, including band jamborees, food, activations, and fellowship. For tickets and information, visit MEACSWACchallenge.com.